In this video, I'm going to create application load balancer, attach SSL certificate to it, and implement WAF. Okay, let's start together. So in our previous video, we have created this kind of structure. So the users route 53, so our domain is there, and like DNS servers are there. From DNS request, we are sending the request to EC2 directly to the WordPress and the MySQL database. Okay, so it's a very simple architecture. So we just want to just add a few layers of securities like SSL and WAF. So let's get started. So our first plan is to add the application load balancer. Okay. So this is the application load balancer. So whatever the request is coming from route 53, first is goes to load balancer, then it goes to our EC2 instance. So let's add that, add application load balance. So you can just find a load balancer inside the EC2. You need to create, need to click on the create load balancer. Once you create, you can find the three options: application load balancer, network load balancer, and gateway load balancer. We want to go with the application load balancer. Just click on it. Once you click, they will ask you the name. So we can just add a name for our load balancers. I'm just putting a WordPress LB. Here we have a two option like internet facing or internal. So we want to put it under public. So we just want an internet facing. For load balancer IP address type, we are going with IPv4. The network mapping, we are going with a default VPC, and availability zone, we can select all three. Once that done, we need to go the listeners and routing. So inside that, we need to select that port 80. For the port 80, we need to select a target group. First of all, we need to click on the create target group. So in create target group, you need to select the target type is instance. So target type, we can say WordPress target group. Our WordPress is hosted on EC2, and we are like publishing in HTTP port 80 only. So we are selecting the same. So IPv4 type, and that's all. No need to make any changes. Click on that, and you need to add an instance. So you have this instance. Okay. So once you click, so include as a pending below. So once you click on that, you can see that target will be added over here. You just need to create target group. Once target group is created, it will become a healthy over here. You just check this port is available, and then it mark as a healthy. Now we created a target group. We need to select that target group. You can see WordPress-TG. It's a old one. This is new one. Now we need to add another listener. So we just want to go with HTTPS. Here we need to add a target group. So I have added the target group, and then we need to add SSL certificate. So this is the SSL certificate for that. And that's all for now. We just need to click on a create load balancer. It will take time to provision the load balancer. Sometime it will take like 5 minutes. So let's wait. I will do a fast forwarding for it. Now you can see our load balancer is inactive. See, it is not loading. Okay. Reason behind it, update a security. In a security group, we need to add two rules. One is for HTTP, and that we need to allow from everywhere. And second is HTTP as anywhere. Once we save this rule, it will take a little time, but best. You can see it started loading. Want to see? So you can see the resource map. Resource map, there is a listeners. Okay, the two listeners are there. So in the listener one is the HTTPS and listener two is HTTP. So if your request is coming from 443, then it goes to the rule one. So in rule one, the rule one is targeting to the target group, the WordPress target group. So that target group is targeting to one instance. So this is the instance. So whatever the files we have in instance, it goes to the target group. Check the rules, and it show to our load balance. The same for the port 80s. From port 80, it goes to rule, check the rule, and send it to our target group, and then the instance. You can see this load. And now we need to this record into our route 53. So it will connect to our domain. So let's click on the route 53. Click on the DNS. So you can see the fast track code. Right, it record. Already set up that thing. I'll do it once again. You just need to select the application load balancer, application and classic load. Once you click on that, so you need to add our region. So I'm from Mumbai region, so we'll put it like that. You can see the load balancer here. So once you click on that load balancer and you save it, so it started connecting that particular balancer. Now it will take a little time to sync. You can see now it is connected to load balancer and site is properly. We also set up the HTTPS. Now it is an HTTP and our SSL certificate is also installed properly. Are you clear now? One more thing we can do here, we can update this target group. Okay, so once it comes over here, we can change the rule. Edit this. So we want this to be redirect to HTTP. So if somebody is trying to load HTTP website, it redirected to HTTP. And I set a status code permanent moved. Yeah, change. Now you can see it's a try to load HTTP. It direct to that. It will take a little time. Let's wait a minute and let's see. Click on the load balance. You can see the redirect here. So if you click on the HTTP, it redirect to HTTP. Okay, now it is getting redirected. like this, and you can see it direct to H. Okay, thanks. So to set up a WAF, we just need to go on a WAF shield, click on the WAF shield, switch to old version. You can find web ACLs. So if you click on that, we need to create web ACLs. First of all, we need to select a resource type. It's a global resource or a regional resource. So we need to set up with ALB, okay, application load balancer. I'll show you in the diagram. Okay, so we already set up the application load balancer. Now we need to set up a WAF. So basically we are going to set up a WAF like this. Okay, so whatever request comes from the user, it goes to route 53. From route 53 it goes to WAF. We filter the request. Once it is authenticated, we send it to application load balancer. Okay, so we set up a rules in a WAF like that will allow, block, or send a captcha to the user. Okay, so let's see how we need to create that WAF. WordPress WAF. So the descriptions, if you want, you can add a descriptions over here. Click on the next. We need to add a rules. Okay, for the rules, you can create your own rules or you can select manage rules. I suggest to go with the managed rules, and you can identify the paid rule groups. Okay, so they will charge like a $10 per month. Okay, so I suggest you go with a free rule groups, depend on your requirement. Okay, so we set up the WordPress application, so I'm going with this. So you can add the ALC over here, ACL over here. So access control list are there. Once that done, you can just click on add group. Once we add, you can see this is the rules we are adding over here. Once that is done, you can just click on the next, select that, next, next, and then create web ACL. Once that is created, you can see our traffic. You can see the requests over here, what is happening. So we need to enable the CloudWatch logs. For that, let's do it afterwards. Don't think about it right now. Now we need to attach it to ALB. Now our WAF ACLs are created. Okay, now we need to associate this WAF to our load balancer. So just need to identify the row associate. Okay, you can see nothing is associated with it. So we need to add resources. So this is the AWS. So you can identify application load balancer over here. You need to add that. Once you add that, that is successfully associated. If you click on the load balancer, this is the load balancer. You can click on that. You can click on integration. You can see the web application firewall is integrated. Okay, you can see it. And this is the WordPress WAF. So it's got integrated. You can see we got 18 requests, 1 block, and 17 allowed. You can see a graph. Okay, so now our traffic is going through a WAF. Okay, so you can see The 10 requests coming from Portugal, 5 is from India, 2 is from US, and 1 is from France.